Well, I tell you, the problem of being in the ABC, it's in the middle of yet another scandal that yet again raises questions about the crusading far-left agenda, particularly of its Four Corners unit, the one that persecuted George Pell, for instance. A Four Corners crew and a reporter was actually on hand. Miracle. Yesterday morning, as some global warming extremists allegedly invaded the Perth home of Meg O'Neill, who's the head of Woodside, a big gas company. Meg O'Neill says this was a clear attempt to intimidate her, her partner and their daughter at home. But what was the ABC doing there, accompanying these protesters at 6:45 in the morning? Oh, it says, we got a tip-off just prior to the protest. Didn't know what was planned, it said. Didn't know it was a private home. Wasn't colluding with the activists. And I ask, does the ABC always send a Four Corners reporter and a crew out of the crack of dawn to cover it doesn't know what and it doesn't know where? I mean, pull the other leg. And Labor's communications minister is furious and not buying this story.
Who at the ABC had knowledge of the protesters' plans to carry out this home invasion? Has the minister asked the ABC if the person who took the decision to send along a camera crew in these circumstances will be sacked?
I understand the ABC has confirmed that a television crew was present to film the protest for an upcoming report. According to the statements by the ABC, they have said they had no knowledge of the nature of the behaviour that would occur.
Order.
I also reiterate, Mr Speaker, that I have sought further information from the ABC on this matter in addition to their public statements. However, again, I note that the ABC has both operational and editorial independence, and I await that further advice that I have requested.
Joining me on Newswatch is Sophie Elsworth, media writer for the Australian newspaper. Sophie, what more have you found out about this disgraceful episode?
Well, this story is certainly not going away, Andrew, for the ABC. They're clearly trying to cover up something here. I mean, it's really quite remarkable that at 6:45 a.m. in the morning in Perth, they've got a journalist and a camera crew ready to roll and ready to go to be at this woman's at the boss's house, Miss O'Neill's house. Right on time, before the sun's even up, or perhaps it is up by then over there in Perth. This is really quite astounding. And then initially the ABC statement was, oh, yes, it was an ABC crew. They wouldn't say it was a Four Corners crew, but then today they have actually confirmed it is a Four Corners crew. I mean, this is how hard it is to get information out of the ABC. This smells, this reeks that there's something dodgy going on here. Let's wait and see how they try and worm their way out of it. But this is definitely not a good look. And I think the Communications Minister has got a lot of questions to ask of the ABC about this.
I wouldn't mind betting that Four Corners reporter isn't necessarily even from Perth. I mean, the idea that they had that crew ready to rock that early in the morning, no, seriously. They were clearly doing a kind of show, and I think the ABC said this, on these protesters. The protest is called the Disrupt Burrup Hub, and clearly this group feels the ABC is going to give them a good profile, because otherwise why would they tip off the crew to come with them? And my question, Sophie, is why is the ABC so friendly and apparently so naive about this group that has already vandalised the painting of the WA Art Gallery and already set off a stink bomb that scared staff and caused the evacuation of Woodside headquarters, which is also vandalised, by the way? It all sounds a little bit too matey.
Well, Andrew, it's not a good look for the public broadcaster. They're meant to be impartial. They should not be ideological. They should not be pushing causes and agendas. And this certainly does not paint them in a good light at all. And I think there'll be a lot more to come from this. I expect in the next Senate estimates sitting, whenever that is later this year, I imagine there'll be some tough questions to be answered. But again, this is the ABC pushing their agendas and also trying to duck and cover when, run for cover when the heat is on them. And I think it's really poor form.